What is up, Stamps? Welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, I lost the intro to this video, so as you can see, there's an S13 back here. We're going to be doing an S13 SR20 red top swap, so stay with it. We're going to jump right into it right now. So we've already gone ahead and we're getting the flywheel on right now, and the spec clutch is on the floor. I've already went ahead and put the release bearing and the whole setup in his transmission. We're going to go ahead and get that already, and hopefully Caden and then we're going to get it in the car today. So I gotta go right now. I got some family stuff to do, but yeah. Alrighty guys, so real quick update. The engine is in. We got a lot to do right now in a short amount of time because it's kind of late in the week. And with the dyno, with the Supra, this week we kind of got stuck, just kind of waiting for everything to get done. So we got a brand new wiring specialties harness right now. This is definitely your best option for this. I don't usually promote this company just because I build everything myself, but their harnesses are only about $300–400 for everything, and it comes with the upper and lower wiring harness. It's really awesome and works really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and start plugging all this stuff in. It's pretty self-explanatory. I will show you how everything goes once it's all installed, just for the hell of it for you, and then how the lower harness goes on as well, so you can kind of see. So I mean, just walking through this real quick. You got your battery connection if you were going to keep the battery in the front, but with this kind of a harness, we're going to end up putting the battery in the trunk because obviously the intercooler piping does go through the battery tray. You got your alternator connectors, your speedometer connector, your ground for your whole harness, and also for your alternator. And then you'll have your alternator, your starter connector with everything there, oil pressure, speed sensor back here, and then that pretty much does everything on the lower harness. So unlike a Toyota, you're going to have two harnesses instead of one harness. On this one, which is kind of cool, that I will go over, is they do provide you with both connectors for your chassis up here to be able to figure out which one you're going to be running and using for it. So we'll go ahead and cut one of those off at the end to make it be what he needs. He's got the igniter chip that he's going to be needing that I forgot that he's missing, that we got to order for him for this in order for it to be able to start. You got all your injector connectors, pretty standard, chem angle sensor, idler control valve, igniter with coil packs. He didn't order the new coil pack harness, it looks like. He's running the OEM one, which is fine. It's on there. You'll see over here on the side, there is a big connector back here for the coil packs. I mean, if you got your JDM harness, you're going to know pretty much straight up that it's going to be like this. So it's something new for you guys, but just figured I'd run by it for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get it plugged in, and then we're going to be starting the intercooler piping. He has a full ISR, pretty much everything for this car. This is our intercooler kit. I'm not a really big fan of running the super sequential blow-off valves on the bottom of it like this. They're a bitch to put on, and it's pretty unnecessary for like a stock car. But I mean, I'm going to go ahead and put it all together for him. I'll show you guys how this all goes together. It's super easy. This is by far one of the easiest swaps you could ever do by yourself, and they pretty much make everything 100% plug and play for this thing, so it should be super quick. So first complaint I have about the super Chinese relabeled piping kit crap is the couplers don't even fit the actual piping. They're all super loose, and like, I don't know if they had a separate coupler that's supposed to come with this. It should be like a 2-inch coupler straight. It wasn't even in the box, so I don't know. I mean, mind you, everything's been opened, and there's stuff fucking everywhere because of the way that it was brought in. It was all brought in with a bunch of stuff. He wasn't even sure if it was right. Yeah, so I don't like talking too much crap about customers because I know people get offended and butthurt about stuff, but these are some of the things that I just hate when people are ordering stuff. So his knock sensor that he has back here has some different connector on it for like a S14 or something like that. It doesn't plug into his wiring harness back here, so who knows how it's gonna run with that. And of course, it's going to be blamed on us for it not running perfectly because, you know, blah. I do have an igniter I found. I went ahead and plugged it in right here. As you can see, it's pretty freaking dirty, but that is a part number right there, guys, for the SR21 that you will need for OEM. As far as the other stuff goes, we still need to do the battery relocation to get that done because he had this weird kind of house wiring in here before with this really weird ground and everything too. I need to locate him a master airflow sensor and a OEM intake pipe. So in this pipe, basically there's a rubber pipe that goes from here to the MAF. Allows you to put a filter somewhere back here. And you have to, he actually didn't have these, so I'm gonna have to charge him for these two, for the intake, the hot side and the cold side, basically on the side of the turbo for the intercooler piping and for the MAF, because this stuff is like impossible to find too now, and everything costs an arm and a leg. So finding all this is going to be kind of a pain in the butt. We did end up, I guess, when Caden put it in, the power steering stuff was all left on that side, so now we got to work with it with the engine in the car removing everything and getting it over to here, because a single cam chassis will have everything on this side and a twin cam chassis will already have everything on this side that will hook right up into the pump. But not a huge deal, nothing that we can't deal with. The biggest problem I have is on the intercooler pipe that we have back here in the back of my on my car right here. They never provided us a coupler for this right here, which is technically ever so slightly bigger. So, and then if you look down here too, where it actually lines up isn't even where it's supposed to be, and it may even end up hitting the hood. So, and then obviously we still need to deal with this BS bullshit blow-off valve thing we got to put on here for a bone stock engine and a bone stock car. But yeah, we're going to deal with all these problems and all these parts that we don't have right now. Oh, the other thing I was going to complain about, because it's just really, really stupid, is your car is going to run like crap, you guys, without having a coolant temperature sensor plugged in. This plug right here literally plugs into these two sensors down here that control your temp to your gauge cluster and to your ECU. Second of all, this is a JDM sensor, so that may not even work and read in his car. May piss the computer off and everything too, so I don't know. We'll have to just see how that works. But there's a whole sub harness right here, guys, that bolts to here and bolts onto the valve cover right here. They're supposed to just plug this in, and he's missing it. So either I have to hardwire these two wires now to the sensor and make my own little sub harness, or he needs to bring me the right fucking parts. So I'm gonna look through my old parts that I have, because we used to do a lot of SR and CA and RB and everything back in the day, from like my racks of Nissan parts over there. I may have some stuff lying around, and he may be lucky. If not, then we're going to be pushed back again a few more days on this car for this basic, 1 day swap that we could have done if he'd been provided the right parts in the first place. But I'm not trying to rant so much about this, because I know, like I said, everybody gets offended that I'm over here, freaking totally roasting this guy. But it's just like, dude, bring me the right parts to get your job done, and it'll all get done smoothly, or buy everything through me and you won't have any problems. So alrighty, so we pulled out this nasty thing that's melted and probably seized and all messed up because it's all corroded, and my hands are disgusting from this thing. So we're gonna go ahead and put in a DW pump. Unlike the kits that he has, mine are actually gonna have a complete install kit like this that has everything that we need, and the pumps are beautiful. We like Dutchworks stuff, they make good products. So we're going to go ahead and put this in. As you can see, it's 255 as well, but these are way better than anything else that you can buy. They actually have a Dutchworks 400 that's about this size of a pump as well, that you can do 3 of their pumps in their surge tank, and it does like the same thing as like almost like a 450. It's really, really awesome. So we're going to go ahead and put this in right now. Doesn't that just look super proper? Super stoked on that. So put a real good pump, not some Chinese shit in the car, then she'll run good. Alrighty, guys, so since he's missing the connectors, I'm gonna go ahead and I started wiring up this sub harness right here for the coolant temperature sensor and the other one, and then so I'm gonna have Caden go ahead and get the power steering all situated so that can be done. We're gonna get the radiator in. I'm gonna start setting up the shroud right now, and his radiator. He bought the ISR radiator because everything's ISR in this car. I gotta put the fans on it and find hardware and a bunch of other fuckery that I don't really want to do right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get this done. All right, guys, so we did a quick test fire just to make sure everything was okay. Had a little bit of head noise because there's no oil pressure getting to it for a minute. Obviously it's been sitting for a long time. Had a fuel line burst on us, had injector like I guess leaking or something, so that was acting kind of funny. So we went ahead and changed the plugs out to BKR7Es that we use for everything else. I've already went ahead and made the sub harness here for his coolant temp. I have the MAF wired up just for the hell of it right now. Power steering stuff is done. Radiator's in. Fans are in. I still need to wire all that stuff up, but for now we're just gonna see if we can get it running and get it started. All right, guys, so we're having a major computer problem. So we went over here and stopped by Apexi USA since they are in Orange and we are in Santa Ana. Got him a brand new Power FC for the Sr20det and L Jetro. Since we do have a sponsorship with them, we did get this for a pretty good price. So we're hooking the customer up because we want to get the car done. So what's happening right now is the injector is actually getting driven open after startup and hydrolocking the engine. So it's pretty bad. It could lead to catastrophic failure if we don't fix it quickly. So couldn't get a stock computer. Don't want to buy a stock computer because I mean you're gonna pay what, $300-400 for a computer that was left in the water on the docks of Japan, and then to have it happen again. So I don't know about all that, but we're gonna head back to the shop right now. Got the good old RX up and running, so let's go. Ooh, look at that, all nice and new and shiny. About to fix this bitch right here. Woo, woo. Alrighty guys, so it's like 8 o'clock at night. I'm ready to go ahead and go home. It's been a long day. Been working at this thing all day long. Typical Nissan stuff, just never ending stuff of shit not being done right. So obviously the cam angle sensor has been pulled out at some point on this after getting the fueling stuff taken care of. We're still having like a misfire from the ECU. So you went ahead and put the power FC in already. It seems to be idling pretty good. We had to burn all the gas out that was in the intake manifold. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna go ahead and do a oil change since it's got all gassed out. So it does suck to have to waste that, but it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and do another oil change. We still need to wire up the fans, a couple other things, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and get this distributor, which is a cam angle sensor in this car. I'm gonna have to get this worked out. Right now, it's just not set where it needs to be. So I'm having to kind of find the sweet spot of where it's supposed to be or where it likes to be. And we're just gonna keep having to pull it on and off and on and off until it's happy. So tomorrow, I'll get that situated. Probably take about an hour just to get that where it needs it. I'm not sure why it's like that. I'm gonna try to go to the OEM timing marks first, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And then we'll go ahead and try to work forward from there of just getting that kind of situated. Hopefully tomorrow this thing's running, so we can go ahead and get the exhaust work we need to get done on this thing. And we can at least call the customer and tell them that the car's running and driving. But we've gotten a lot of stuff done today. It's been a long day, so be back in the morning, guys. So we're on the second oil change this morning, and I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like it's got a V8 cam in it. And with it lined up, we're still got a cam. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go more than where we're at. So I don't know if the cam timing's off or what's going on, but I'm gonna try to get it to idle good because where it's supposed to be is here. But that's why I don't like getting projects and people pull these out of other people's cars, or they buy it from somebody on OfferUp or whatever, and not from an importer where everything was already together. Because when you get it, don't fuck with it, you guys. Just leave it alone. And if the computer's bad, just get a good computer, and it's not a problem. So right now I'm struggling with ignition timing. I'm gonna have to just keep basically pulling this out and adjusting this. This is the cam angle sensor, so this is what's gonna control spark and fuel. Basically what's gonna have to happen is we need more out of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull this out like this, and I'm gonna have to rotate the opposite direction to give me more timing the opposite way. Basically, it's a distributor that has an igniter in it to fire all his coil packs. So let me go ahead and get this to idle good so we can get this thing done. All right, guys, well, definitely still having problems with this stupid SR. Tried like every single math in the game. You can go ahead and make adjustments with the power FC to convert to whatever math. If you're using an L-Jetro, a D-Jetro probably would have been a better buy, but for the customer's budget, we just kind of stuck with the L-Jetro. I think I made a mistake doing it this way because this is way too much work. So now I'm going to end up pulling the valve cover off. I've already removed the hardware. I think we're actually off of timing pretty bad, actually, because it doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere with this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off real quick. We're gonna go ahead and try to figure out how bad we're off, and I'll show you guys when we're there. Well, there's our freaking problem, you guys. I don't know if you guys can see that, but those are not freaking stock at all. And guess what? Whole entire problem we're chasing, holy crap, it's got HKS cams in it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me go ahead and get a better shot for you. But this is probably the reason why this thing has been giving me all these stupid freaking problems. HKS Sr20det. Wow. I found the culprit. We're gonna go ahead and fix the problem. So what we're gonna go ahead and do right now is the timing chain is wrong. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and remove the cams and get everything else put back together, get the chain back on and everything. But I'm gonna show you how we're gonna go about doing this. So first things first, what we're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get in here and remove these two 10 bolts. I've already gone ahead and removed one. Once you remove this one, the timing chain will actually start to loosen up. You'll see it start putting pressure. It's like a hydraulic tensioner basically, but it's a spring tensioner. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. Oh, it's pushing out. So this is gonna come off and come out. There's a reset pin in this. We'll have to reset before we go ahead and do that. But that's the tensioner that also goes bad, and then you end up having problems with everything else. So now we're nice and loose in here. I don't know if you guys can see my finger in here and stuff now moving. So we'll be able to have enough slack now to be able to kind of get all this stuff fastened and situated where we're gonna put it. So what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna start blasting everything out. I'm also gonna show you how this is supposed to be. So right now, you're supposed to have 20 teeth in between. You're supposed to be in between gears, not on the outside. Right now, he only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, well, 16, I guess 17 in between his timing. He's supposed to have 20. And basically this nub right here is supposed to be facing straight up and down right here. And this is supposed to be at about a 45 degrees. So this one looks like it's okay technically. We need to come over 1 here, and we need to come over 2 here, which will give us the 3 that we need. I'm gonna show you an SR that we have inside though. So you guys can actually see what it's supposed to be and where the marks are for everything. Alrighty guys, so here's another one of my SRs I have. I actually sold this to Danny already, so it's gonna be going to a new home. But you can see right here on the stock engine, it's supposed to be in between these two right here, in between the links, not in between links here, in between links here. And if you look at this one's all OEM and never really been broken apart for timing. It is straight down the middle, and it is at a 45. And if we do count a link past the dot from here to here, you will have 20 links. So just kind of showing you guys, as far as crank too, it's always going to be the second dot from the left. So let's get this thing out of here, bro. Let's get this thing done. I'm going to conclude the video, guys. It's been already pretty long, so I'm going to try to make the other segment of this with everything else being finished and fire it up on the other injector and everything else and give the car on dyno for the next video. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. So next time, guys, peace.